Join me today as I go shopping. Yeah, I know, this has all the makings of being the most exciting vlog ever, but fear not, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you my thoughts on potential new bikes in the future. So stay tuned for that. Let's go and get that shopping. So yeah, we're out on Norman the Magnificent today because I need his carrying capacity. We've run out of a few things. We've nearly run out of sausages and we've run out of dog treats, so it's mainly a trip for Ruby, but while I'm there I'll probably get some liquid refreshments for Daddy as well. Now, one thing I did manage to get done this week is fit the Sugru, the GoPro mount to my new helmet, so you're on a helmet mount today. Because on Norman, as we know, the chest mount doesn't work very well because it's kind of filming down here, which isn't great. Yeah, so why are we going shopping? Well, we're going shopping because this is Friday and I won't be able to get out at the weekend, and I haven't been able to get out at all during the week, and I did need some shopping. So I thought, if I'm going to get a video done this week, I'm going to have to take you shopping with me. So, you know, it might be fun, it might not, but anyway, come along for the ride. So we're up at the crack of dawn again today, before it gets too hot. It's already quite windy, but I'm sure it'll get worse as the day progresses. So yeah, this week I managed to get the GoPro mount fitted to the new helmet. I didn't manage to get my intercom fitted, but just one little job at a time. Still push for time, unfortunately, at the moment, but yeah, at least we got the GoPro mount on there. In terms of my rat infestation, it looks as though the rats have now all been accounted for. My neighbour's had an empty trap for 3 days and I've had an empty trap for 4 days. I'm not discovering any more almond shells in the garage, which is a sure sign that they've been in there eating. So it's looking good. So now, hopefully, I can get both the bikes properly washed and polished and put away, and they'll stay clean because there won't be any little critters running all over them. So I've now got Norman in his summer touring spec. We've got the screen extender on to cut the turbulence down a little bit. I dropped it actually putting it on. There's now a little chip in the corner, but not to worry, it does the job. So yeah, and he's got his aluminium panniers back on. So Norman's ready for some summer action. And things like today, little trips to the shops, why not? It's all good fun, much better than taking the car. So I have a little bit of a dilemma with the new helmet, and that's because I wanted to get the darker visor. Well, I've been online and none of the pictures are very clear. I'm not convinced that this isn't already the darkest one that they do. So I'm kind of like reluctant now to spend €50 on a visor, which may be exactly the same as the one I've got. I wish the websites would have more accurate pictures so I could figure out whether this is the light smoke or the dark smoke. I've got a feeling this is the dark smoke, but yeah, so it's kind of tricky at the moment. I'm not going to pull the trigger on the dark visor, because unless I can find somewhere that clearly shows the difference between the two, I could end up with the same visor as I've already got, so maybe don't do that. Speed camera just here to catch the unwary. But yeah, this ride to the shops is pretty boring. Sorry about that. It's just the main road through the valley, so it's not very scenic or anything. But I do spend a lot of time on this road, has to be said. It's the road that gets me to everywhere else. Well, Norman feels like he's very smooth, very happy. Just filled him up. So yeah, it's good to be back out on Norman again. For a change, he gets to feel some tarmac under his boots after a winter and spring of trail riding. He's back on the roads. For those of you who don't know, we can't ride on the trails anymore since the beginning of June until mid-October. There's a ban just to stop wildfires. So yeah, at the moment Norman is road use only. Right, well, this is a super boring stretch, so let's just fast forward to the supermarket. I'll see you when we get there. As you no doubt know by now, here at Economical Rides, we know no bounds in our efforts to deliver videos of the highest quality. To this end, for this video, we embarked upon an extensive collaboration with Sony and Panaflex, and the result of this collaboration was the Shopping Trolley Dolly, a device to provide you with a fully immersive shopping experience. Enjoy. Right, so that's the shopping done. Now we're heading home, and I'll tell you all about my thoughts about potential new bikes in my future, as promised. Starting to get a bit hot now. Need a bit of the odd visor open. So yeah, you know how it is when you have the same bikes for too long. You start kind of getting a bit restless. You think, oh, it would be nice to have something different. And so I'm no different. I mean, I've had Norman here for just over a year. I've had Buddy for just over 3 years. But I'm already getting slightly restless. Now we've just got to fight our way through this traffic. I think it might be market day today. Seems quite busy. Yeah, so yeah, basically I find myself in a kind of an awkward position now, because I've bought 2 bikes, which as far as I'm concerned are keepers in Buddy and Norman. So if I get another bike, it's going to have to be a third bike. Now I've got a bit of a garage space problem, but I could probably make it work with a bit of optimization. So I was sort of starting to think, yeah, maybe sometime this year or beginning of next year, look at getting a third bike, just to keep the stable fresh, really, you know, not just for the channel. I mean, obviously it's better for the channel, but it's better for me as well, you know. It's always fun to try different bikes, have something new to play with. So I'm thinking it wouldn't be the worst idea. But anyway, because I always buy my bikes cash, I don't finance bikes because I hate giving banks money. So to buy another new bike would be, let's say, 7,000 to 8,000, and obviously it takes a while to save that amount of money. But apart from anything else, I think the third bike, what the third bike doesn't need to be is a keeper. I don't need a third keeper, because then I'll need a fourth bike. So yeah, the third bike doesn't need to be a keeper. So if you buy a new bike as a third bike, and you say, right, after a year or year and a half I'll swap it for something else, you stand to lose a lot of money. I think we all know that. And so that got me thinking, probably the best way to get a third bike now would be to dip into the second-hand market. And that got me thinking, because first of all, a second-hand bike is still an economical ride. You know, for like 5,000 or 6,000 euros I could get something really decent second-hand. And it also has the beauty that if I ride it for a year or a year and a half and then I get bored with it and I fancy something else, when I move it on I won't stand to lose as much money. So I was thinking, yeah, there's lots of bikes in my lifetime that I would have loved to have owned, but I never did because I couldn't afford it. And also there are certain brands whose bikes I've never owned, never ridden. And again, I'd like to try out different bikes. I'd like to try out different things. You know, just, I don't know how many years I'm still going to be able to ride bikes. So, you know, any bikes I haven't ridden, any itches I haven't scratched yet on 2 wheels, this is a great opportunity to scratch them. So yeah, I'm thinking at the moment the Spanish tax office is trying to dry hump me. But once I finish doing that, and I know where we are financially, if work stays as crazy busy as it is, I should be in a position to start looking at getting a third bike. And yeah, the intention now is for it to be a second-hand bike. So that's kind of the plan. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. It might be too stressful to try and find a bike and get a bike this year, but certainly I think the next new bike on the channel will probably be a second-hand bike, and my intention is really to buy and have the bikes that I've always lusted after but could never afford, just for a while, and then just move my way through them all, try as many as I can. And I think it'll just be an interesting experience to mix things up a bit. So yep, that's the plan. It could all go out the window. I mean, if some new bike comes out that I absolutely have to have, then I might buy that instead. But at the moment I'm very wary of buying a third bike that I want to keep, because I can't go on collecting bikes like this. So I'm thinking the third bike needs to be a second-hand bike, a bike that I buy with the intention of enjoying it for a year or so, and then swapping it for something completely different, also second-hand. So that's the thinking. So I hope that's of interest to you. Let me know how you feel about that. Obviously I'll test ride any Royal Enfields that my dealer gets, because obviously I'm always interested in new Royal Enfield models. And who knows, you know, at some point as the other bikes get older, I might end up swapping either Norman here or Buddy for something new from Royal Enfield. But at the moment I think these couple of bikes will probably do me for another 3 years at least. So to bring a little bit of life into my garage, I'm thinking of dabbling in the used bike market. So let me know in the comments down below how you feel about that. And yeah, I'm off home now to get Ruby a sausage. Thanks for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed going shopping with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye. So Ruby, yeah, I was thinking, you know, maybe we could get a third bike, you know, second hand, something a bit bigger, something a bit stupid. What do you reckon? Less motorbikes, more sausages. Well, that's true, you did look after the house for Daddy, so now it is time for sausages. And again, these sausages are from Wee Mark. And my wee dram was from Wee Mark as well, wasn't it? The one I just bought in the supermarket. Yeah, thank you, Wee Mark. Wee Mark's got a YouTube channel. Check it out. I'll put a link in the video description. Right, without further ado, time for Ruby sausage. Scottish sausages. Oh, I think they're my favourite, Mark. Them Scottish ones. Oh, that went down real quick though. Went down quick, that one did. Thanks, Mark. Nice one.